afternoon all. I am Shefali Agrawal from National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. I thank the organizers, I congratulate them for organizing this 6th World Water Expo, and I thank them for giving me an opportunity to place my views on water security for agriculture and rural development before this August audience. I thank my co-panelists in making my job very easy. I think we have a very good insights on surface water management, on water efficiency, on water quality, on delivery management using IT, and the job which is left with me is to just sum up all these things. We all know that water is central to agriculture development and rural development. But the thing is, if you see within the farms, it increases the marginal productivity of the other inputs, it increases crop production, crop productivity, crop area, cropping diversification, and if you see beyond the farms also, it increases the income, it gives stabilization to the income of the farmers, it creates more job opportunities in the rural areas, it is instrumental in nudging the rural societies to go forward, improve health and sanitation, education. So irrigation, once an irrigation is there, you be assured that that area, that rural space will be developed both socially and economically. So this was realized long back, and what was done that millions were invested in irrigation development, and it was by private sector as well as by the public sector. And the position is that now today around 80% of the total water withdrawal which we are having in our country is taken by agriculture. And I am underlining that this is despite the fact that 55% of our area, from which 44% of our production is coming, is rain-fed. So this 80% of water is going towards my 50% of agriculture, which is covering only my 50% of cropping area. Now you see the present scenario. Presently what is happening, there are sectoral demands from the other sectors. You have demands from the drinking water, you have demand from sanitation, we are all seeing this Har Ghar Se Jal, drinking water, sanitation, Swachh Bharat mission, and then we have industrial demands also. So my water kitty is getting smaller and smaller, and what is there, that the estimates also suggest that by 2050 my total water demand from all the sectors of the economy, it's government estimates, it will be around 1180 BCM. And what is my total water which is utilizable, water which is available in the countries? 1123. So this means in 2050, whatever water we will be demanding, it will surpass the water which will be available to us. Then what will happen? It will happen that the water, when the water per user, per person is less, there is water scarcity, what will be the impact on agriculture? Because my agriculture is consuming around 80% of the water withdrawal, the first water which will be taken from the sector will be agriculture. So agriculture water will be taken back. And secondly, what will happen? The water economy. If you see the water economy of agriculture, I will come to that later. The water economy, how economically we are using water in agriculture. I think micro irrigation, when sir was discussing about the micro irrigation, it was brought out. So that also, because of these factors, agriculture will be left with 68% of the water. So from 80% to 68%. Now you come to the demand side. What will be my demand side from the agriculture sector? The demand side will increase. The demand side will increase. Naturally, there is an increase in population. There is a demand from the exports. My agri exports are increasing. They are now 50% of my global export. 50% of my exports is agri-export, so there will be demand from that sector. There will be demand from the agro-based industries. There will be the demand from the consumers, because as we are moving towards socio-economic progress, what is happening? Our demands, our consumption pattern is changing, and what we now need as a consumers is a diversified basket of agriculture products. So much more work has to be done by agriculture, much more productivity, much more water productivity will have to be there. So that is the scenario. Now in this scenario, what should be so water scarcity, there will be a water scarcity, and when there will be a water scarcity, what will happen? My food security will be challenged, my nutrition security will be challenged, and my economic security will also be challenged. Now the point is how to address this challenge. Now I come from the financial institution. As a financial institution, I would say the type of investment, the quantum of investment, the quality of investment, and the direction of investment. Whatever investment we are going to do in the water sector in future, that is going to decide whether we would be able to provide the water security to our agriculture sector in the coming years or not. So what should be the guiding principles of my investment? The guiding principle should be whether my investment, I should see my investment through the lens of sustainability, through the lens of equitable development, through the lens of efficiency, and through the lens of whether my investment is going to be resilient to climate changes or not. So my investment should pass all these tests, and then I should invest in the water sector. Now what type of investment we will require? So I have written. So secondly, the thing is, first my investment has to go through these lenses. Secondly, my investment, when I'm taking my investment, it should not be only for the water management. My investment should see soil and water management. That is very important, because till now what we have done, our investment has gone only through we have seen only the soil management people, they are working in different platform. Water management people are working on different platform. But you see the nature. Nature is not working in these silos. There is a continuum between the water and soil. So we have to understand this, and our investment, our all interventions should also address this thing, the soil-water combination. That is very important if whatever investment we are going to do in this area. Another thing is, what three types of investment. Now that investment, where my investments are required. My investments are required in technology. My investments are required in technology or structures, whatever you can say, infrastructure. My investments are required in knowledge, and my investments are required in people. Now when I say the investments required in technology or structures, I have to see whether those structures or the infrastructures are top of micro irrigation, the community micro irrigation structures, the drainage structures. So I have to see whether my investment in these things, they are water efficient, whatever investment I am putting, whether it is energy efficient, whether it is affordable to the farmers. Because if you see the past investment which we have made in groundwater exploitation or surface, primarily in groundwater investment, they were not, to most of the farmers, they were not affordable. And that is the reason why eastern part of India, despite having a good amount of water, is still, the water is not exploited there, fully exploited there. And in the western part, in the northwestern part, Punjab, Haryana, it has been overexploited so much so that now the point is means it's a blank is there. So that is there. The affordability has to be seen, the equitable, whether it is the region-wise, because earlier what the investment which we were doing, they were presupposing the availability of a water body, be it groundwater, aquifer, or be it a surface water sources. So it was presupposing there will be a water body. But what happened with this, my rain-fed areas, from where my 55% of the agriculture production is coming, it also needs water. It needs water during the critical period of time when the irrigation is most important. Sir was telling about the time and space of demand. Water is very important. If it is available at the time when I need it, if it is available in the right quantity, so that is needed. So whether it was in rain-fed area, this was never seen, and the protective irrigation we were not able to provide. So my irrigation structures, all those things were confined to the Gangetic plain or to some areas to northwestern, northern part of our country. So the full potential could not be utilized. So that has to be seen, the energy efficient, the water efficient, the affordability, and it should be demand-based, it should facilitate demand-based supply. Now what Sir was telling about the Wasser experience, we have seen that I have been posted in the district also. I was posted in one district of Uttar Pradesh. So where the farmer is not sees the physiology, whether my plant requires the water or not, that is not in his mind. The thing which is in his mind is, वहाँ से पानी कब छोड़ेगा वो कब चलेगा, सरकारी नल जो है, सरकारी नलकूप है, वो कितने टाइम पे चलेगा, वो रात को चलेगा तो उसको रात भर जानना है. इट डजंट मैटर कि मेरे आज उसको चाहिए पानी, धान को आज पानी देना है या नहीं देना है, लेकिन उसको करना है क्योंकि उसको वहां पर उसको रख लेगा वो, और 4-5 दिन तक वो वहां पानी खड़ा रहेगा उसको. So he is not concerned with the physiological need of the plant. He is much more concerned with the supply of the water. So it's not that कि farmer doesn't know कि मेरे पौधे को जरूरत है या नहीं है. Farmer इसलिए कर रहा है, उसको मालूम है कि पौधे की अभी जरूरत नहीं है, हो सकता है उसको 5 बजे वो फ्लावरिंग जो भी स्टेज आनी है वो 5 दिन बाद आएगी, लेकिन उसे मालूम है, उसको ये एश्योरिटी नहीं है कि 5 दिन बाद मेरा पानी आएगा या नहीं आएगा. So that is why our investment should be in those areas which will facilitate demand-based supply to agriculture farms, and most importantly, which can withstand or respond to the climate changes. Now the second thing is knowledge. This is very important because mostly water, even if you talk about the surface water, we don't have much statistics. And groundwater के मामले में it is much more dismal. We don't know what are the boundaries of the groundwater, how the groundwater is interacting. Groundwater is not like the aquifer is not like a tank. It is interacting with different aquifers. It is interacting with the river flow, surface water flow also. So it is interacting with all the things. So I don't have any database on it, and in absence of this database, what happens? My investment decisions may go wrong. So what I need to do? I need to develop a database, analyze. So what will happen? I will be able to get the risk, the cost and benefit of my investment decisions very rightly, and it will help the policy planner, the government, the private, the farmer to base its decisions, to make its decisions wisely. The other thing is that I have a database, I analyze the database, but I am not able to communicate it to the farmers, because farmer will have its own things to relate. he cannot understand the statistics, the figures, all those things. So we have to translate this knowledge into people's knowledge. Then only we will be able to nudge the societies to go for water conservation and also facilitate them to take right decisions. Third is investment in people. So water, what is water? Water is a community resources. It has to be managed by the community. So when it has to be managed by the community should be made responsible for all their actions. And if they, for all their actions, and if we want to make the community responsible for action, we will have to educate them, we will have to orient them, we will have to tell the farmers the status of their, what is the status of their water profile, how they should align their crop with the water profile of their area, how they should shift to from water intensive crops to less water intensive crops. And so these things we will have to tell the farmers. And as a consumer also, we will have to shift our consumer preferences to less water intensive grains. So these are the things where we want to, we can invest. And because time is up, just I will jot down 4 or 5 things where immediately we can take action. First thing is that we have an irrigation potential creation. There is a gap of 23 million hectare between irrigation potential created and irrigation potential utilized. So this 23 million hectare is a big gap. And mostly this gap is because of the operational inefficiencies, and because the on-farm work has not been done, or there is a lack of distributaries. So this is an area, just like a low-hanging fruit for the government, for the policy planner. And there we can do something, we can have the investment, we can find out what are the causes, and this 23 million hectare is, which already the potential is there, only we have to take some steps to utilize it. Secondly, people were telling about the interlinking of rivers. Now interlinking of rivers, as we all know, if this is done, additionally 35 million hectare we would be able to irrigate. Then the second thing is micro irrigation. And micro irrigation, it has been there, and as a NABARD we have been working with micro irrigation since long time. We have been investing in this. Micro irrigation, the most important thing is now we have to encourage the development of micro irrigation in the command area of the good big irrigation schemes. Because irrigation scheme, why there is a gap? The gap is mostly because of the operational efficiencies. So this gap can also be filled up if we take micro irrigation on a larger scale in these irrigation areas. Then the third thing is rain-fed water development, rainwater harvesting, development of rainwater harvesting structures in rain-fed areas. So that is the important thing. And rain-fed areas are very important in today's context because they are the major areas of pulses and oil seeds. And these are the requirements, the most important requirements which today we need. The production has to be increased of pulses and oil seeds. So rain-fed area can come to our rescue, and what we can do there is we can have rainwater harvesting structures there, combine it with micro irrigation, and then the conservation agriculture, the precision agriculture, and this way we can have the yield can be increased there. Because if we will be able to give the protective irrigation to the farmer would be putting its own investment in tools, machineries and inputs. So overall the productivity of these rain-fed areas will increase many times. Then we have the conveyance efficiency we have already seen. Then the challenge is to find ways for producing more from less. So there we have the integrated farming system. So integrated, whether it is land per productivity or water productivity, integrated farming system where we use a different multi-layer system, like the farmer is doing cropping also, a farmer is doing poultry, livestock. So these can be taken in a multi-layered concept so that the resources are utilized in a efficient manner. So efficiency, the conservation, the water preservation and efficiency. I think these are the three key areas where we have to work urgently if we want to provide water security to the agriculture sector. Just I will give you a thought that we had one study done by Shefali Agrawal. He is a famous economist. NABARD had done. So there he writes that water productivity in India is like it's only $3 per अगर हम कहें और per unit of water, while in Singapore it is $1,000. So you see the difference. Even in Indonesia it is more at $8. So this is the thing which we should look at, how we can produce more and more by using less and less water so that the needs of other sectors are also not compromised. Thank you very much. Thank you for